Okay. So we'll get ourselves comfortable. You can sit whatever way works for you. So if you don't like crossing the legs, you can kneel, or you can have the legs stretched out in front. And feel free to raise up your hips a little bit with a couple of cushions or a yoga block, anything like that to help you sit more easily. And then we'll let the hands rest on the knees, close the eyes. Then take a moment to relax the shoulders. We'll allow ourselves to settle into the practice, settle into the body, and really become aware of your body, how you're feeling this morning. Every time you come to the mat, there's different sensations, different changes, different experience. So that important few moments to tune in, we always take them, even with a short practice. In your mind, scan down over the body, the physical body first, just tuning in to how you're feeling physically in your body. And it's not about labeling good or bad, it's just an awareness of the body, what you might be working with. The mornings we feel great, and other mornings we might have little niggles, things that we're working with that we need to be mindful of. And start to notice how your energy is this morning. Notice how your mind is, if it's busy or quiet. We watch the chittavritti, the fluctuations of the mind, the thoughts that come and go, without getting caught up in any one thought, simply noticing the thoughts, pace of your thoughts. Encouraging a slowing down, a calming in the mind. Observe your breath as it flows in and out, the natural rhythm of your breath. So each in-breath and each out-breath. Notice how your body moves with your breath. As you breathe in, your rib cage expands. And as you breathe out, your rib cage softens inwards. It's that subtle movement, that rhythm the breath brings to the body. Stay with your breath. So can you slow that breath down a little bit? So you're inhaling a little bit longer, exhaling a little bit longer. Keeping your connection to the breath and your awareness of your body, knowing that this is your practice and you can do what feels right in any moment on the mat. Let your eyes slowly open. Bring your gaze back to the light. And we'll take the arms out and up overhead, interlace the fingers, flip your palms up and take a nice long stretch all the way up into the palms of the hands, breathing down into the lower lungs. And as you breathe out, twist to the right. We'll take the left hand onto the right thigh or the right knee, and the right hand is on the floor there by your hip. You're turning your gaze to look over the right shoulder. And just a few slow breaths in the twist. And with your next in-breath, come back to center and sweep your arms up overhead. Bring your palms together. As you breathe out, twist to the left this time. Right hand on the left leg, left hand on the floor. Rotating to look back over the left shoulder. Breathing in the twist. And as you breathe in, come right back into center. We'll take the arms up overhead one more time. The palms come together. And this time as you breathe out, the hands come down in front of the chest. That's it. Let's come onto the hands and knees. So if you've anything underneath you, just slide it out. And then you can come to tabletop. So your wrists are below your shoulders, knees below the hips. As you breathe out, round your spine into cat. You're tucking your chin to your chest, you're curling your tailbone under. As you breathe in, you're letting the belly dip down, your tailbone lifts, your gaze is up. As you breathe out, round your spine. And as you breathe in, let the belly dip down and lift your gaze. Do that one more time in each direction. Exhale as you round. Good. And inhale as you release. Coming back into neutral spine. Tuck your toes under, lift the knees off the floor into downward facing dog and pedal the legs. Bend and straighten. Work to stretch out the back of the legs. Good. Let's lower the knees down slowly. Take the knees wide, point the toes towards each other. Hips go back to the heels and then your forehead can come to the floor. Sliding the hands a little further out in front, stretching across the back body. We'll take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, gently shift the hips forward. Bring your knees back in line with your hips and start to rock forwards and back. Take your time. Inhale as you come forwards. Exhale as you go back. Nice and slow and steady. Think about stretching all along the front body as you come forwards. And across the back as your hips go back. Good, let's come back into tabletop. Tuck the toes under, lift the knees up, downward facing dog. This time we'll hold the pose without the pedaling and really work to go a little bit deeper. So you're pressing your hands down and forward and you're reaching your hips up and back. So you get that stretch through the spine. And at the same time, you're engaging the front of your thighs. You're trying to straighten the knees a little bit more, stretching the heels towards the floor. We'll stay for one more breath. And when you're ready, you can look up to your hands and walk or step the feet up towards the top of the mat. Your fingertips are on the floor, about a foot out in front of the toes. And as you inhale, the elbows straighten, your chest lifts halfway for halfway lift. As you breathe out, you can fold back down. Inhale, lift the chest, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. And exhale as you fold down into Uttanasana, forward fold. One more like that. Inhale, lift the chest halfway. And exhale as you fold in. And now as you inhale, start to roll your spine up to standing. Keep a little bend in the knee as you roll up. Once you get to the top, the legs can straighten, the head stacks on top of the spine, and we'll sweep the arms up overhead. Bring your palms together. With the out-breath, the hands come down in front of the chest. And take the arms up, inhale, lock up. And as you exhale, fold down, get your fingertips to the floor. Lift the chest as you inhale, halfway lift. And with your out-breath, step your right leg back, lower the right knee to the floor. We're doing a moon salutation. It's an in-breath as the arms come up. And with your out-breath, those two hands come back down, step back to plank. Lower knees down, and then a modified chaturanga, like a push-up, all the way down to the floor. That's it. Now breathe in, lift the chest into cobra. Keep your elbows bent in cobra. That's it, good. Exhale, lift back through tabletop into down dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up into the air, one leg down dog. And exhale as you step that right foot forward, lower the left knee. Breathing in, the arms come up, Anjaneyasana, low lunge. And breathing out, those two hands come back down. Left foot comes forward. Inhale to halfway lift. As you exhale, fold down over the legs into Uttanasana, forward fold. And now come to standing on the in-breath. The arms sweep out and up as you lift. Palms meet overhead. Exhale as the hands come down in front of the chest. We'll do that on the left. Inhale, arms up and look up. Exhale as you fold into Uttanasana. Take a bend in the knee if you need to. And with your in-breath, lift the chest halfway. Exhale, step the left leg back, lower the knee. And inhale as those arms come up into Anjaneyasana. Look up. Exhale, two hands come down, palms flat to transition. Step back to plank. Lower the knees, bend the elbows, come all the way down to the floor. Breathe in, lift the chest, Bhujangasana, cobra, gentle lift. Lovely, exhale, take it back through tabletop into downward dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Left leg is lifting, it's an in-breath, take it up. Yes, exhale, step that left foot forward, right knee lowers. And as you inhale, the arms sweep up, look up. Good, breathe out, two hands down, right foot comes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, fold back down. And now we're coming to stand. It's an in-breath that takes you up. The arms meet, or the palms meet even. And as you exhale, the hands lower down. Lovely, bend the knees. Inhale, take your arms up into chair pose. That's it, keep your core strong. Exhale, fold down into Uttanasana, fingertips to the floor. With your in-breath, lift your chest, halfway lift. Palms are flat, exhale, step back to plank. Now you can stay with knees down, chaturanga, or you can shift forward on the toes and lower like a full push-up, full chaturanga. If you full chaturanga, flip over the toes and inhale into up dog. So you're keeping your hips off the floor, your elbows are straight. And then we're exhaling back into downward facing dog. Lift the right leg, inhale as you take it high. And with your out-breath, step the right foot forward. We'll place the back heel to the floor. Rise up on the in-breath to warrior one. Good. Now get steady in the pose. So think about right knee stacking over the heel. Back leg nice and straight. Outer hip muscles working. So right around the outer hip on both legs, hugging inwards. Let's bring the palms to prayer in front of the chest. And on your next out breath, hinge forward at the hip and start to peel the back foot up off the floor, and then see, can you straighten the standing leg? Tilting at most halfway down, parallel to the floor. In warrior three, Virabhadrasana. And can you come from here into a standing split? The two hands come to the floor, the head goes down, but that left leg goes a little higher. Reach out through the lifted foot and really extend out into the knee. Could you straighten that knee a little bit more? The answer might be no. You can see, test it and see. Good, let's land the left foot at the top of the mat, beside the right. Bend both knees and inhale as the arms come up to chair. Now think about belly in, core nice and strong. Exhale, fold down, Uttanasana. Breathe in, take your halfway lift. And as you breathe out, step back plank. And again, you can either take knees down or full chaturanga, you choose. And then if you're doing full chaturanga, you're going to up dog. Otherwise, stick with cobra. It's an in-breath as you lift and open the chest. And as you breathe out, you're going right back into down dog. Good. Now take that left leg up on your in-breath. Sweep it high. And as you exhale, big step forward with the left foot. Get your back heel down. And we'll come all the way up. Inhaling into warrior two, warrior one even on the left. So remember your foundation, right? Your legs, your feet, they're anchoring you, keeping you steady. The left knee stays stacked over the heel, right leg is straight. And the outer hip muscles hug in and up. Everything's working to keep you steady. From here, the palms will come to prayer in front of the chest. And as you breathe out, you're hinging forward. And then as your chest goes forward, you can start to peel the back foot up slowly. As it lifts from the floor, the standing leg straightens. And you can hinge a little bit more if you feel comfortable there. At most, parallel with the floor. Think about long lines from your core out through your spine, out through your legs. See, can you keep that balance? And we'll come from here to standing split. The two hands come down to the mat. Your head comes in towards your standing leg and the right leg lifts a little bit higher. Reach through that leg and spread out the toes on the right foot. Good, let's release the right foot down beside the left. Bend both knees, and with your in-breath, take it up into chair. Good. Exhale, we come straight back down into the forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. And exhale as you go back to plank, moving through chaturanga. You choose which option you want. And then inhale, up dog or cobra with the hips down. Exhale, go back to down dog. And we're coming through to sit, to step through or jump through. With your knees bent for reverse tabletop. Or you can do this pose with your legs straight for Virabhadrasana. If the legs are straight, the big toe sides of the feet touch. So legs are together. If you're bending your knees, your feet will be hip distance apart. Your hands, if possible, fingers pointing in the same direction as the toes. If the shoulder won't allow that, you can turn your hand. It's going to change the action in the pose. So try it with the fingers pointing forward first. Tummy muscles draw in. And as you inhale, lift up. Look up towards the ceiling. If you've got the legs straight, squeeze the legs together. Breathe in the pose. Think about lifting the hips up. Tummy muscles in. And then slowly, as you exhale, hips come down. And we come all the way down to lie on the back. One back bend on the back. You can choose bridge pose with your hands by your sides, or wheel, or Virabhadrasana with the hands back beside the head. Okay, so if you're not sure, you can stick with bridge today. If you want to try the wheel, but you're not sure if you'll get up, that's okay. Give it a go. It starts the same way. So both poses, we place the hands wherever they're going, and then take a little tilt of the pelvis. Tailbone scoops between the legs. Press down through the soles of the feet and lift your hips. Lift your spine, slowly coming up. If you're going into wheel, push down through the hands to lift your shoulders and your head. If you're staying with bridge, you can keep your hands on the floor, or you might take a hand variation. You could interlace your fingers and roll the shoulders under. Either way, legs are strong. Tummy muscles stay engaged, so you're supporting your lower back with your core. Breathing in the pose. And to come down, if you've got the hands interlaced, you can release the hands. It's an out breath from the top of the back down until the hips come to the floor, nice and slow. And then once the hips come to the floor, so windshield wiper those knees from right to left. Reset. Good. And we're coming up to sit. So you can either roll to your side, or you can catch the back of your thighs and roll forward, whichever way you prefer. And we'll sit with the legs crossed. We'll bring the palms together in Anjali Mudra. Bow the head and take a moment to acknowledge one another for taking the time to practice together, for sharing this space this morning. Namaste. Thank you so much. Well done. Good start to the week. I'm here again